Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. As we're about to go wind down the year with us, well, introducing 2025 as hopefully a good year, we also have some really kind of cool news when it comes to the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, as you guys probably know, there's been some pretty big issues with the PlayStation 5 that were kind of like there, kind of not. It was like kind of a few people got hit by it. Some consoles were quite literally leaking. We covered the news at the time, and of course, there was like a little bit of like it's like a hit or miss. Like quite a few people were kind of cool. My PlayStation console self was totally fine, and then some people actually were affected by like a weird dripping thermal cooling thing that kind of destroyed their PlayStation consoles. But right now we actually want to go do a bit of a breakdown over here where seemingly one big major fix has been added to the PlayStation 5 Pro, where like, well, a lot of people are now having a chance to see it. We've had a few of those like tech and how to fix it type channels have a chance to fully break down these consoles, and I just want to go and highlight it because I actually did see throughout the past few weeks, few months with the Pro coming out, some people actually asking about this with revisions, reworks, and how the console itself works internally, and if this is still even a big issue. So let's go talk about this because it seems like this is a really random good fix, and I think that anyone who has gotten a PlayStation 5 Pro or will go get one is probably happy to hear that their consoles are most likely not going to melt and drip liquid hot metal all throughout your console and destroy it and destroy your motherboard, and then at the same time go and make you have a horrible day because you just got home from a long day at work, you try to boot up your console and your console doesn't turn on and you have no idea why, then you spend 3 hours trying to fix it, replacing and plugging in cords, and then eventually you have to go and take it apart because for some odd reason everything you try to go and do is not working, and you go and take it apart and there's actually literally like liquid metal thermal cooling everywhere, and you have no idea what's going on because you're that one random person who got very unlucky, and then you open up your console and you want to sit there and cry because you're like, why on earth would it happen to me after you just had a really bad day at work, and you're sitting there thinking, well, what did PlayStation do wrong? And well, we just hopefully don't want that to be you, especially in 2025. So with all this ado, we have some cool news to go cover for the PS5 Pro with a cool fix, and as well, I'll just thank you guys all for watching. Really quick insert too as well. If you guys want to, going to be probably live up on Twitch, probably by the time you guys see this video, getting drunk and having a good time to celebrate the brand new year's. If you just want to hear me yap and talk about New Year's resolutions, or just kind of hang out and chill, whatever it might be, we'll be live up on Twitch. And of course, subscribe here because we have a really cool, big, well, just a big 2025. If you guys don't know, and I'll probably have a video on this maybe tomorrow, so make sure you guys are subscribed if you guys can have a chance to see it, or just check out the channel in the next few days. We will be taking a little bit of a pseudo break here on YouTube and Twitch. There's still going to be a few sporadic uploads, and we have a few sponsored things, and like, if there's a good video I like doing YouTube, you guys will probably have a chance for me to go and see it. So we're not completely out of the way, but this is probably a good time to maybe put on the notifications for the channel just for the next few weeks, especially because I'll be trying my best not to be doing 2 videos a day, but we might have the occasional banger if there's a video I really want to talk about. So it'll probably be a good topic if I want to go and take a little break of my break to go make a video on it, so be on top of that one. And of course, subscribe if you guys are new. We also have the Twitter links down below, so definitely go follow those and up. We'll be a little bit more active on Twitter this upcoming year. But either way, be on the lookout for that tomorrow. Happy New Year's preemptively when you guys see this video, and let's dive on into the video itself. And like I said, hang out on Twitch if you guys would like. So there was a really big drama and a really big issue back in the day where, well, consoles themselves are getting destroyed. You guys may have remembered this era or arc, maybe not, who knows, but we even made some videos on it and discussed it because people were actually concerned. Their PlayStation 5 consoles, if you were either putting it maybe on the horizontal side, which actually this might be vertical, you put on the vertical side, and then there's a chance as you're running your console, it gets hot, maybe just supplied imperfectly, whatever it might be. We were seeing that there was basically just like thermal paste and liquid that was going all throughout people's motherboards. This actually was a somewhat big deal, and it did affect people, although it was mostly debunked, where probably like 99% of your consoles were totally fine, which does happen for a lot of these issues, but on the rare case that there were people that were affected by it, whether it's just from bad shipping, from like UPS trucks, moving your trucks around, or at the same time, maybe you just had a really hot room, maybe you had really bad, like basically heat cooling in your setup, like you basically had it like maybe locked in a corner and it got like a lot hotter than expected, but people were being really, well, hit by that one stuff as well. If you guys missed this, but basically like a lot of the stuff over here too, is if you put your console vertical, you guys may remember this, and then basically there was like stuff that was kind of seeping out of your consoles and was getting on the motherboards, and it just really wasn't good. It just wasn't a good vibe at all. And this was a big prominent issue. Like, people did have their consoles break. Although, once again, this is not like something we have to worry about too much because it's mostly been fixed. It's a very niche issue. But people were very concerned because obviously with a PlayStation 5 Pro coming out, well, we want to have our console be good. We're spending extra money. We want to make sure there's no issues with it. And this is where things have gotten kind of nice. Where as of right now, we've had a chance to see people do some teardowns and breakdowns. And over here, this is from howitfixit.com. Over here, talking about like their PS5 Pro, where they've had a chance obviously to take apart the console, but in a little bit more of a separate vibe. Instead of just taking apart the consoles to see what's up, because we saw that there's a few different things out there, such as like interchangeable CMOS batteries, as we saw in the very first launch days of the PS5 Pro, to make it easier to fix your console. We had a few layout changes as well. Like, you know, it just was a slightly more fine-tuned, updated internal console, and it was very nice. Like, here's a good example, like the CMOS battery on over here, where, well, they just changed stuff and adjusted stuff a little bit. But one thing to kind of note too is they also have had a chance to go and change how the internal console works, fixing this potential issue as well, now that we've had a chance to kind of like go inside the internals and realize like how and why this is even happening. And they essentially, and I'll go show you guys pictures over here in a second, but they had a chance to go and basically add up a bunch of different types of ridges over there to essentially make the console look a bit nicer. Now, to kind of highlight some of this, there is kind of a weird issue now, even we kind of saw this stuff a little bit too as well. If you guys look through all like the thermal paste down below, let me turn off the closed captions here for a second. I just completely ruined my timestamp over there. But as you guys can kind of see, there is like, oh my Lord have mercy, there you go. As you guys can kind of go and see, there's like thermal paste on the actual motherboards themselves. And some people are curious on this because some of this was also overheating due to poor circulation or just poor alignment of it. And this was actually something I had a concern on when I first saw the PlayStation 5 Pro taken apart. But some of this was also potentially issues too as well due to the higher heat. And on top of that too, it kind of was like making things kind of melt around. Now this is thankfully somewhat normal, although this did go bring my attention at the first place. But this is where it kind of got a little bit nicer over here because as you guys can see the second part, where we've also even seen other people out here kind of to confirm this and talk about this, saying that the PS5 Pro features a new machine groove heatsink that stops liquid metal leaks in its tracks. So now we've seen multiple people have a chance to take apart their consoles and acknowledge this and see this, and I think this is a very nice fix because this completely takes away these issues. Now, once again, this has kind of been flown around a little bit, but I've actually seen a more resurgence of this with people asking questions on it, people being concerned on the PSSR and other future potential issues with their consoles, and a lot more people obviously buying their consoles and getting it for the holidays and Christmas and all of that, which if you guys did ever use those affiliates down below for any of the stuff, thank you guys so much. That was a great bonus for this year, and I just appreciate you guys all very much for supporting me. Also, quick side note too as well in the middle of the video, I just thank you guys all. I've had a fantastic year. I would not expect as much support as I have throughout this year. We'll have more of a sappy video as I mentioned for tomorrow, so I can talk about a little of my mini break, but I just cannot wait. I am so motivated and so excited for 2025. There's gonna be so much cool stuff. We have editors coming for the channel. Things will be better. We'll be trying new videos, and of course keeping the same gaming news, yapping and all that. But like, bro, I really genuinely love all of you guys. Thank you guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic new year. But basically over here that people see and say for Trying's Fix on YouTube, saying that the new PS5 Pro sports a new machine grooved heatsink design, which should help prevent the liquid metal tin from leaking out or sinking down. And I touched on this as like 2 minutes ago, where we had that like little, you know, random just like all the liquid cooling type stuff and like the more so thermal cooling, thermal paste, all of that kind of tied into the console itself. And I didn't want that to leak on out everywhere. And that was the big issue with the PS5 when it was on the vertical side. But yeah, anyway, so basically this now has its own internal changed up groove that prevents this from even happening to as well. And this is nice. Like I said, this can potentially alleviate console orientation concerns. So basically put it horizontal or vertical and prevent oxidation spots on the die, which is the common cause for degraded thermals, the thermal paste which is holding these like all these metals together, and repairs with the original PlayStation console too as well. So it was a little bit on the debunk side too as we did it, but people were having issues with it, but it might, like I said, might have been from shipping. It was just like a potential thing, like if you were just really stupid or very niche the things that happen. But there was basically liquid metal thermal interfaces leaking to the console if it was placed vertically as well. There's also, I had like, you know, dry spots developing due to contaminants or adhesives from the foam seal or due to oxidation issues from liquid metal that just aren't unheard of. So like I said, sometimes it just was a random issue that happened at the end of the day. So it looks like the new PS5 Pro alleviates these problems thanks to the grooved heatsink design. So basically over here, they had a chance to do these teardowns and talk about some of this type of stuff over here. And thankfully, it wasn't a widespread issue as they talked about, but it was concerning. And then many older vertical PlayStation 5s developed oxidation spots due to liquid metal sinking to the bottom of the die. And this would necessitate disassembling the console, removing the oxidation spots, and representing the liquid metal to restore optimal thermal performance. And this kind of happened with my PC. If you guys don't know, my PC broke a few weeks ago, thanks to Micro Center. Thank you for not applying stuff right, but like it is an issue sometimes. Like if it gets old, it gets used, it's getting hot and cool, it kind of like, it's like imagine you leave a cup of water outside, eventually it will dry out. So not to the same extent, but like, so you guys get the general idea. Sometimes this happens. So the PS5 Pro though, they implemented a new heatsink with machine grooves, as you guys can see in the picture down below, that potentially retains the liquid metal in place, where they actually fixed the issue. And no one, I never saw anyone really talk about this, so that's why I want to make a video on it. I think it's kind of cool, and also so I can go mention my Twitch stream, go hang on out when this video is all done, and of course subscribe subscriber, whatever solid stuff people say nowadays. I just like hanging out with you guys, preventing it from sinking or spilling out. So Steve notes that these grooves also increase the surface area, which should also theoretically help with better heat transfers and cooling. They also observe too as well that there is some liquid metal outside the grooved areas as well, but the majority is just within the grooves themselves, and this is just nice to see. Basically just is helping us prevent that issues from things leaking out, affecting the motherboards, the GPUs, the CPUs, or like internal parts of the console, and completely breaking your console itself. So this is actually a really cool, dope thing. We'll have to see throughout the next few years if there is more oxidation issues, leaking issues, or whatever, but I never really saw people talk about this, so I want to go talk about this in the first place. But I think it's really nice to go and see that there was still internal fixes, even that we didn't expect at the end of the day. So make sure you guys have a fantastic 2025. Please be safe if you guys are on the road. Make sure you guys are subscribed here or second YouTube account, the Twitters and Twitches down below. Leave a like, and we have a lot of cool stuff coming for 2025. And of course, be on the lookout for our update video. We will take a little bit of a break for the start of the new year here on Twitch as well as on YouTube, but I think we'll have a fantastic time because I'm very motivated and inspired, and I want to hit that 100,000 subs in the near future. So love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are all great.